interlace your fingers, place your hands just behind your head, draw your elbows back, drop your shoulders, nice wide feet. Lift up your toes for a moment, spread them, and then place them down and kind of push down and slightly out with your feet. So the inner arch is slightly lifted, and we get this nice kind of lifting, toning sensation up the inner thighs. And then take a deep double breath in, double snip breath in, and then sigh the breath out completely. Look slightly upwards, especially if you're outside, looking upwards. Breathing in, spread the breath here underneath the armpits. Use the diaphragm fully. Every time you breathe in, pull the elbows back slightly, let the shoulders drop slightly. Push your head into your hands, drawing the chin in, slightly elongating that cervical spine. Nice one. Beautiful. Take the arms out to the sides, nice vibrant fingers, shoulders down, looking over one hand, and then just swiveling the head to look over the other hand. Keep the eyebrows slightly lifted, little smile on your face, and keep that long, smooth breath coming in and out of your lungs. Beautiful. Coming back into the center. Bend the knees slightly. Draw the tummy button in towards your spine. Little circles backwards, dropping the shoulders down your back, and then make them slightly bigger. Visualizing that ball and socket joint, starting to get a little bit of warmth into those shoulders, a little bit bigger with the circles. Keep drawing tummy button in towards spine and slightly up. So we engage pelvic floor as well. A little bit bigger with those circles. That's it. Keep the chin drawn back. Nice elongated neck, back of the neck. Bigger circles, bigger circles. Beautiful. And then other way. And then back. And then back to small. Beautiful. Bend your knees. Take your feet out a little bit wider. Dropping down, goddess stance. Drop down with your hands. Deep, full breath in. Circles upwards and down. Pushing the floor away, in and down. Breathing in deeply and down. Push through the heels. So really activates through the whole of your legs. Make sure your knees don't drop inwards. Good. Sigh the breath out. Deep, full breath in. Fill those lungs. And down, nice lateral stretch, up and over. So we're feeling this lovely elongation from the hip right up through to that armpit and up and over to the other side. Good, locking down through that heel. Beautiful, take it right up through to the toes, whole body stretch. And then down, whole body stretch. And then down, come back to that shake. Taking your hands and swirling them around your body. Starting to wake up through the spine. I want you to turn your palms as you swish. So your palm leads. Bend the knees and then straighten them. Yeah, swishing. Keep the body relatively straight. I can see pussycats wandering across the mat. So it's hilarious. And swish. And swish. Our second cat just came back this morning. We have a cat napper down the road. This old lady who's been feeding our cat. And actually for the last almost 2 years, Casper the cat has been going to the cat napper. Okay, the cat napper. Anyway, he came back this morning. Swish, swish, turn it into that discus throwing movement. Swish and throw the discus, stretch the whole body. Exhale down. Throw the discus, through and down. Breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. Good. Down and down. Come back and just give your upper back a little bit of a tap here. Mobilize through that thoracic spine a bit more. And then we'll get into those hips. So hands on hips, feet just nicely apart. Again, pressing down through the heels, but this time slightly into the outer edges of your feet. So it does feel like your inner arches are lifted slightly more. Bending the knees. Start to take the pelvis around the clock face. Little circles to start off with. That's it. Good. Keep those heels heavy. If you're on the beach, you can be making a perfect kind of imprint on the sand. And then bend the knees and make those circles a little bit bigger. You can slow it right down if that feels better, but we want to take the pelvis right around in a circle, massaging into the lower back. That's it. Very nice. Take the arms up into the sky, thumbs back, little fingers forward, and then we'll do this in the other direction. Lovely. See if you can shuffle your feet a little bit wider. That's it. Go down a little bit lower. Imagine you're stirring a pot right down there. Very good. Excellent. All righty. And then dropping down into Goddess again. Take the hands down, push the floor away, all the way up, and exhaling down again. Up and over, lateral stretch, pressing down through the heel, pull it down. Up and over, lateral stretch, and then pull it down. As you pull it down, exhaling through pursed lips. Start to make it a little bit more deliberate and pull your elbow down, starting to squeeze biceps as you come down, creating a fist, exhaling down. Exhaling down. You keep the weight evenly through both heels, so don't move your legs. This is just from your waist upwards, starting to mobilize. Every time we exhale, we're engaging core muscles. It can help your lower back. Start to get a little bit more mobility. Breathing out. If you're feeling good with that, you can make it a little bit faster. Just go with what feels good though. You pull down with your arm, pull down with your arm. So your obliques are really working sideways. Stay nice and low through the heels. Every time you breathe out, imagine your tummy button is lifting up towards your rib cage. That's it. A few more. So you're squeezing arms, pulling down. Wonderful. Drop down like so, with your hands like so. Draw one shoulder down, release, exhaling. Breathe into the center, exhaling, inhaling. As you exhale, we get this lovely twist right into the mid-back. Rinsing it all out. Very good. Come into the center, lift your tail behind you, and then tuck your tail under, so just focusing on the tail. Inhaling to lift it, exhaling to tuck it. Once you got the rhythm through the tail, let the movement go right through to the crown of the head. Stay heavy in the heels. Slight weight onto the outer edges of your feet. Keep those arches lifted so we're not collapsing the knees in. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and just give your hips a little swish from side to side. So imagine you've got your tail and you're swishing it from side to side so we can feel it in the hip joints just here. Swish, 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 swish. Slow the swishes down. Make them a bit more exaggerated. Swish, 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 swish. Maybe looking at that swishing tail. And then pulling the tail right over to one side. Now, important for those of you, Arena, I want you to make sure you don't collapse inwards. Keep that inner arch lifted. Pull these toes back, and Kate, pull the toes back. And Vix, actually, and rub the inner thigh. I want these muscles above the knee to really be working hard here. Pull those toes back, rub the inner thigh here. Good, keep lifting sitting bones behind you, spreading sitting bones. That's the way. Get a bit of warmth into that inner thigh, those adductor muscles here. And then come back and swish again. Swish again. Imagine you're inline skating. Swish, swish, swish. And the other way, putting toes back. Again, just checking in that we're not going in like so. Rubbing the inner thigh, looking down at your foot. Nice wide base here. Inner arches lifting. Knee on top of ankle. This is all working hard. This is all stretching well. Beautiful. All right, coming back into the center, roll those shoulders away from ears. Take those elbows in nice and close to the your sides here. Slight micro bend in your knees. Again, pushing down and out so you've got a nice stable base. As you exhale, we're going to be zipping upwards again, each exhalation. So you punch across now with each exhalation. It's a core exercise. Cross patterning for the brain. Make it faster. Bend the knees a little bit more. Take it up. Towards the sky. Back. Front. Up. Beautiful. Come to the front of your mat. Big breath in. Hands up towards the ceiling. Breathing out, hands above the knees. Breathing in into the tabletop. Breathing out, folding forward. Push the floor away. Slowly come up. Breathing in. Breathing out, hands on top of the knees. Breathing into a tabletop. Breathing out, head down. Push the floor away. Slowly rolling up. Pushing down and out as you come up. Exhaling. Inhaling, tabletop. Keep the chin drawn in. Pause for a moment. Exhaling again, head down. Push down and out of your feet so you feel the outer legs working as you come up. Exhaling down above the knees. Inhaling, tabletop. Pause here. Chin's drawing in. Base of the ribcage drawing in. Keep the knees slightly bent. Lower belly sucking upwards. Now focus on that tail. Imagine the tail is being pulled back behind you. Draw shoulders away from ears. Just pause here for a moment so we can strengthen these back muscles. Breathing deeply into the side area here. Get these ribs flaring out to the side. Good. Exhaling, folding down. Plant the hands nice and wide near your feet. Walk yourself back into downward facing dog, focusing on your tail being lifted up behind you. Keep the knees bent to start off with. Just placing a heel down at a time. Roll shoulders away from ears. Feel that lovely stretching length right up through to the lower back. Give your head a shake. Nice loose cheeks, make a bit of noise. And then take the knees across the midline of the body. So you get right into those hips. Nice little stretch across the lower back as well. Right into the hips. Dropping one side and then the other. Beautiful. Nice full deep breathing into your back. Now we just want to open up the back of the legs a bit more. So take your feet together, keep rolling shoulders away from ears. Take one foot out behind you, massage that ankle. So we're pressing down through. It's my left heel pressing down and then dropping and swapping sides. Other foot out behind, nice big circles, massaging into that calf and then dropping down onto knees. Nice wide knees, sink pelvis back. So we get a stretch right here into that lower back. Fingertips out in front. On your fingers, wrists nice and buoyant and lifted. Roll shoulders away from the ears. And stretch the spine. Feel the chest just kind of floating downwards. Inhaling, exhaling to soften. Inhaling to rise. So you want to send the breath into the lower lobes of the back of your lungs. And we feel that kind of pulse with the breathing. Inflating, deflating, inflating, opening and deflating. Beautiful. Now come up a little bit higher. Send your bum up to the sky. So we're coming more into a draping dog. So we want to send the bum upwards, chest downwards. Now, if this hurts your shoulders, just fold your forearms together like so. Chest down, bum up. Otherwise, arms nice and wide, chin tucking right in. You might turn your head to one side. And as you exhale, you just feel that lovely squeeziness between the shoulders. Nice stretch on the lower back. Beautiful, slowly coming up. Now, circle the pelvis, little circles. You need to give your wrists a wriggle, a shake. Do so, and then maybe even a little stretch so that you take your fingers backwards. And then keep the shoulders relatively soft as you do the circling. Keep your elbows relatively soft as well. And you're imagining your tail is just circling behind you. It just loosens up. Stiffness in the pelvis, one direction and then the other direction. Lovely, and we're going to switch our core on in a moment as well. Take the knees together before we do so though, and drop the hips to one side so we get a nice drape down here, and we get a stretch right into that ITB, the band. Oh, down the side, that feels good. Up and over to the other side, releasing down. So we do have a bit of extra pressure through here. We are pressing down. So make sure you're not locking the eye of the elbow. Super important. We want our upper arms to be working, but we don't want to be hanging in ligaments. Up and over again. So I know you guys all need to be slightly reminded not to lock into ligaments. And lock into joints. Up and over, up and over. And then take your bum, your right sitting bone, down towards about, what's that, about 4 o'clock, around about 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5 o'clock. Send your fingertips, your left hand over to about 11 o'clock, so stretching right across your back. That's the way, shoulders away from the ears, nice deep stretch. Give it a couple of sighs out, make a bit of noise. And then swirl your back across your heels to the other side, dropping down that left sitting bone to about 7, 8 o'clock, and fingertips stretching right out to about 2 o'clock. Beautiful. Coming back. Now tuck the toes, keep your bum back towards your heels for a moment. We breathe in here, and belly is nice and soft as we breathe in. As we come forward, we purse the lips, we blow out as if we're blowing a strong candle out, and we feel the pelvic floor and lower belly scooping upwards towards the ribs. Keep your fingertips nice and wide. Shoulders away from ears, breathing in, breathing out. As you come forward, pause with your shoulders just over fingers here. This is scooping as we come up. Inhale, release, exhaling to come forward. Inhaling, softening, exhaling, coming forward. Slowly coming down. Coming forward, down. Beautiful. So we want that sucking up sensation, taking now fists underneath shoulders, elbows soft, so you're like an 8 to start off with, out to the sides, elbows soft, toes are tucked, chin is tucked in, so head pushing back towards the ceiling. Do your scoop, so exhaling, scooping upwards, and then keep pushing, keep lifting as you push the floor away with your fists, sucking the knees slightly off the ground. Keep blowing out the candle. Shoulders away from ears, right down your back. Beautiful. Slowly coming down. Right hand out in front of you, stretching out. Drape your shoulder down. Nice deep breath in. Exhaling, release. Then do the same thing on the other side. Left fingers out, shoulder draping down. Wonderful. Coming up, take the left foot forward, top of the right foot down onto the ground. Push the pubic bone forward and then release it. Pubic bone forward and then release it. So sometimes when we have lower back grouchiness, we just want to open that psoas muscle. So forward and back. Forward. Now keep your pelvis slightly posteriorly rotated. So tucking here, hand on the outside of the bent knee. Other hand up towards the ceiling. Now, I know you don't want this one big, so press down through the knee and lifting up through the fingers, breathing deeply, feeling the whole side body lengthen. Use your breath. And then a little tilt over to the left side. Just a little mini tilt. Keep breathing, keep pressing down through that knee, pressing down through the shin, pressing down through the foot. Now we slowly come back, let the pelvis go back into neutral. Inch those front toes forward. Come into a lunge, thumbs back, little fingers forward, lifting the rib cage away from the pelvis, stretching a bit into those quads. Shoulders down, breathing in deeply. Bit of vibrancy. Lovely. Take the left hand down, take the right hand up and back, coming into an open twist, shoulder right down away from your ears, and then a swish, and a swish, and a swish. Lovely. Excellent. Pause here again. Keep pressing the knee back with your elbow. Wonderful. Let's do that on the other side. Just give your hips a little drop from side to side before we switch sides. Right foot forward, left foot back. Pressing the top of the foot into the mat. Pubic bone forward, and then release it. Pubic bone forward, release it. So we're just doing that, and that, and that. And we're pausing here. Hand on the outside of the knee. Left hand up towards the ceiling, stretching, breathing, feeling the fascia lengthening with the breath. Keep pressing down through the knee. Here, keep breathing, maybe tilting over to the left a little bit. Full, deep, wonderful breath, getting the whole body good oxygen exchange. And slowly coming back, release the pelvis, inch those toes forward, coming into a vibrant lunge, shoulders away from the ears, lift the eyebrows, let the eyes roll back, little smile on your face. Side out, breathe it in deeply. Fabulous. Take that right hand down towards your mat. Press the knee away with your elbow. Open the chest. Lovely bit of squeeziness here in the thoracic area. And then shoulder rotation. Wake it all up. And slight pause here. Breathe. Chin drawn in. Fabulous. Good. Stretch it all out into an extended child pose. And then rolling onto your back. Fabulous. Let's just wake up bum for a moment. Stabilize our pelvis. So we want to have the knees directly underneath. Sorry, the heels really underneath the knees. Toes facing forward, so not going out to the sides. Push the heels down so bum activates as you float upwards towards your shoulders and then rolling back down again. Be really mindful as you roll back down to get a nice massage through that lower back. And then once you get that rhythm, you might go up a little bit higher, massaging into the shoulders. Good. Pause here for a moment. Really press those heels down so you can feel the bum activating just for a moment. And then we'll push a little bit harder and bring your shoulders underneath so they come towards each other, opening up the chest. If you can, interlace the hands beneath your body and then press the hands and forearms into your mat. Now send your knees away from you. So feel as if your knees are stretching away from you. You're still nice and heavy through your heels. And breathe now so that it feels like a T shape coming from your heart center out to your shoulders. Open the whole front line of the body. If you're feeling better in your back, a little bit more stretchy in your back, you might even come up onto your toes and take the heels of your hands underneath your pelvis. So just see if that feels good. If it doesn't, stay with normal bridge. So if this feels okay, you can then let the feet flop down, fingertips out, heels of the hands supporting your pelvis. And it feels quite nice just to kind of drape over your hands. You've got the back of your arms pressing into your mat. Bones are doing the work. Very good. Slowly coming up from that. You want to come down very, very slowly. So over Say 3 breaths, maybe even 4 breaths. Take the shoulders out, then slowly peel your back down onto the ground, 1 vertebra at a time. Peeling. Letting the lower back settle. Good. Take the feet wide on your mat. Drop the knees to one side, pressing down through the inner knee. Beautiful. Up and over to the other side, pressing down through that inner knee. Up and over again, pressing downwards so your feet are wider than a normal twist. Up and over again. Very good. And then bring the right knee into your chest. Send that left foot away from you. So we're stretching right through the whole front arm of the body, taking the fingertips above the head, and then pull fingers and toes apart, and then take them slightly over to the right side of your mat. Nice full deep breath. And then just swapping sides. So bring that left knee in, right foot away, stretching out through those right fingers. Whoa, lengthen, and then a little lateral stretch as well. Very good. Lovely. Take those knees up, big circles with the knees, massaging into those hip joints. Bit of warmth into the rotator muscles. Nice massage into the lower back as well. One direction, other direction. Send the heels up towards the ceiling, toes down towards you. Press the pelvis into your mat. Rub the back of your legs. Rub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub. Good, keep pressing the pelvis down. Keep pressing the heels away. Wonderful, turn the toes out. Get that sciatic nervy stretch. Heels towards each other. Rub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub. Lovely, coming back with your toes, and then take those legs wide. Press out through the heels. Rub the inner thighs. Rub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub-de-dub. Let's just do literally a handful of exhaling, pelvic floor, lifting knees and ankles together. Release it. Breathing out and breathing out. Touch your lower back, bend your knees. Switching on core. Beautiful. Bring your knees in. Give yourself a circle here. Well done. One direction and then the other direction. And flop like a starfish. Close your eyes just for a moment. Feel the little muscles around your eyes soften. Feel the weight of your eyeballs and your sockets. Feel the softness of your cheeks. And then unwind your lower jaw. So for the next 3 breaths, just let your lower jaw unwind. One more turn away from your upper jaw. See if you can feel just underneath the skin surface of the whole of your body, tapping into that very subtle vibration, the prana, the life force, just constantly moving and healing, creating life inside of you. Beautiful. We're going to have to wrap it up there. So just take a little smile on your face. Just take yourself into a little ball, tucking yourself like so, rocking and rolling up and down your spine. Just doing the reset. And then coming for a moment to sit. Let those shoulders roll back. Let the head have a bit of a swirl. And then place it right on top of your neck for a moment. Find that sweet spot. And then see if you can keep it there for the rest of your day. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Another deep breath in. Hands up. Just let it go. This time a double breath in. Hold the top of the breath for a moment. Lift your eyebrows and then go. Ah. Excellent. Have a fabulous day. Namaste.